How can we bring society together? How can we as a culture focus on dumb, meaningless things while the elite gain more and more power? They love how we get so distracted and divided when in reality we have way more in common with each other than we ever will with them. And they always say things like, we're going to help you, but in reality, they only help themselves. A life that's not fulfilled is a life that's wasted. These days you're encouraged to indulge in all your vices. It doesn't matter if your vices bring you harm, just make sure you're numb enough to be content in the misery that is your life. Anything that is challenging is not worth the battle. Make sure to avoid discomfort at all costs. In these current times, we put a big emphasis on the importance of titles. In some states, it's becoming a crime if you misgender someone. Every night on the news, we are bombarded with cute little phrases that are repeated until they're fully downloaded into our subconscious so that we never forget them. Build back better. Pandemic of the unvaccinated. Make America great again. MAGA Republicans. Don't say gay bill. White privilege. Anti-Semitic. They want to give us titles and keep us in boxes and make sure that individuality is a thing of the past. When you step out of line in their eyes, you'll be given a title like one I just said, and it will forever be the badge that you wear. With the elections coming and going, we got great insight for what's to come in the future. There was no candidate running on ideas that were meaningful. People seem to treat midterms and basically all of politics like sports, and they support whatever candidate lines up with who they believe is on their team. Our elections are more like a popularity contest, or a homecoming court, where ideas don't matter, only slander against your opponent does. I didn't hear one candidate talk about anything to do with the war, or how they would bring any kind of peace to this issue. No one talks about how our taxes are paying for wars all around the world, and we're just in the dark about it. It's an undeniable fact that politicians often want to keep us fat, stupid, and uninformed. It is all so they can have more power and wage more wars. They are able to do this because we are ignorant to the truth, because we listen to what they tell us, and they usually tell us lies. The politicians are in power, and thus they have the ability to shape the way that society works. They do this by manipulating people into obeying their laws and following their ways of life. Politicians have always wanted to keep us fat and stupid so that we would be easier to maintain power over. For example, when it comes to food policy, food labeling, or public health campaigns, politicians are notoriously bad at making decisions that help us try to be healthier. How do you spot a corrupt politician? One who's happy to see his or her constituents unhealthy and fatter, even in the face of overwhelming evidence that this is bad for them. I believe if we want to see true change, we have to get away from this whole left versus right paradigm. Because the more they divide us, the more we get conquered. And so the real change will happen when we rise up and no longer take the endless bullshit that comes from these people and truly decide to live the lives that we are all worthy to live.
This is a dangerous moment for all of Europe, for the freedom around the world. Putin has committed an assault on the very principles that uphold the global peace. Now, the entire world sees clearly Putin and his Kremlin allies